subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Speaking of moist, did y'all see your boy Myron Gaines? Myron Gaines, he was up at a college campus. I forgot what city it was in, but he was up there on some troll goofy stuff. But again, the trolling is a Trojan horse for the agenda. He was up there spewing a bunch of anti-black rhetoric. What college was that? What college was that where they had this musty tether up there? I forgot the name of the college. If y'all can help me out with that, that would be great. But Musty Myron was up here talking real greasy, um, talking about black folks and crime and we're this, and then you had some suspected white supremacists in the audience walking up asking questions like, "Oh God, us whites are being attacked," and then Myron started getting into some scientific racism, talking about black people with low IQs and all this old stuff. So, this is orchestrated by the white supremacists. Let's be very clear. When they use these non black mouthpieces to spew their rhetoric for them, that's their way of shielding themselves from accusations of racism. See, when they get these melanated tethers like Myron Gaines, they can hide behind his identity. You see, so he can say things that they would be publicly condemned for. So they turn him into a human shield for their talking points. See, that's why tethers like that ain't worth shit. They know how to weaponize that immigrant anti-FBA sentiment. They know that a lot of these foreigners and refugees harbor contempt for foundational Black Americans, and they exploit that. You see. They groom these people to try to undermine us. Okay, let me see. This was okay, hold on, let me see. I just got a text of where this possibly was. Upcoming student event. Okay. This was at was it South Carolina? Okay, South Carolina. This was South Carolina. All right. It was in South Carolina. All right. That went down in South Carolina. Um, so like I said, they know that a lot of the tethers they harbor this weird, jealous, contemptuous energy towards us, and they know how to exploit that. And a lot of them are willing and ready to be exploited. Also, what they do, they legitimize racism through diversity. See, universities and media outlets, they'll platform him for that because he checks superficial diversity boxes. So the white supremacists, this gives them a back door to kind of inject a lot of anti-black ideology under the cover of multiculturalism. Like, yeah, we're Myron Gaines, he's a person of color, he's a minority, and we don't want to silence him. We want to give him a voice too. We're all inclusive. Wink, wink, wink. You see, they play that game now. Remember back in the day, our good brother Khalid Muhammad, when he was speaking on college campuses, boy, they had Senate hearings denouncing him. Y'all remember that? How many of y'all old enough to remember that? Khalid Muhammad was giving these white supremacists that work on these college campuses, and boy, they had politicians denouncing that shit. You see, they didn't like that at all. They quickly denounced that when he started going in on the dominant society. They're like, "Oh no, this has to be condemned. These colleges have to be condemned for having him up there." Oh, I remember that like it was yesterday. Them colleges were real funny style. Now they'll let the Myron Gaines get up there under the guise of, well, free speech. I mean, that's the American way, free speech. Get up there talking about low IQ. These colleges should know better. That's dangerous talk. That's extremely dangerous. You see? And they use institutionalized racism as a strategic tool. Yeah. But here's the real deal. This is what we have to look at when Myron Gaines is allowed. The key word is allowed. He's allowed to go on these college campuses. So why are they allowing him to come up there with that alt-right rhetoric? What's the purpose? See, people just don't do stuff to do it. There's a rhyme and reason for people to do certain things. People just don't do anything without some type of payoff. You understand? There's a benefit, especially with the white supremacists. There's got to be a benefit for them to have that type of nonsense on campus. So what's the benefit for them? See what that does with having an anti-black tether spew his garbage on campus, that reinforces institutional power structures. See, when you allow um, anti-FBA races on the campus to speak their gibberish and show their allegiance to white cultural dominance, that sends an indirect message that the black students, they're guests there. Also, they use these college campuses to test the limit of anti-black speech. Understand this: college campuses are often used as experimental zones. You understand? A lot of experiments, societal and social experiments, go on college campuses, so they can kind of test the waters with the colleges to see how far they can get away with certain things, and especially anti-black rhetoric. They want to see how far they can go without a before they get a big backlash. Now, if they do something real weird and there's a few complaints, that gives the administrators and the political actors permission to push the boundaries even further in other public arenas. But a lot of the stuff, like you notice, a lot of the feminist stuff starts on college campuses. They test the waters out there first. A lot of things start there first. Also, by having people like Myron get up there spewing that anti-black gibberish, and others, because these colleges will have a Ben Shapiro and people like that up there. What they do, they make blackness debatable. See, when these people, these anti-FBA people are allowed to speak, it frames black humanity, dignity, and contributions to society as basically discussion points rather than established facts. And this dehumanizes black students and black people in general. And it allows students to view anti-blackness as just another quote unquote opinion. Does that make sense? And here's the key thing: a lot of these colleges, they get a lot of money from wealthy right-wing donors. These colleges, they're papered up. There's a lot of white money, big white conservative money that papers up these colleges. And that same white money also papers up these alt-right so-called influencers. Don't ever forget that. These alt-right people who you see trolling all of these bullshit talking points, they're not doing that for free. They're papered up. Remember, people like Richard Spencer, it was big money behind Richard Spencer and that alt-right movement. I remember Professor Black Truth and others, they were pointing out some of that big white conservative money that was going into these guys on the low low. So same thing with these colleges and these weirdos they magically bring up to spew all of this anti-black gibberish. This is coming from these colleges are trying to appease these wealthy white donors, you know? And a lot of times these people allow these anti-black racists to come on up so they can weaponize diversity of thought as a way to protect racism. Because these universities, they claim to value diversity, but they will exploit the language to defend racism. You see? And also, you know what this does too? Remember, colleges are incubators for experiments. So having this anti-black racism normalized on these college campuses, that radicalizes white students. You see? College, that's a place where political worldviews are shaped. So allowing the alt-right to get out here and spew this nonsense, that's grooming some of the white supremacist students up there, or the suspected white supremacist students, so they can eventually crash out at some point by them getting radicalized by that garbage. You see? So we got to understand the whole big picture there. Let's get certified villain in the place. Certified villain, hop on in. Certified. Mr. Certified Villain in the building. All right, certified. There you go. There you go. What's up, certified?
No, much. I was just calling to say,
What's up? You all right, man? I hear water running in the back. What's going on, bro?
oh no, my bad. I was just washing my face.
Okay, there you
Nah,
go.
bro. I just wanted to say, I love your work, long time follower,
Yes.
and keep up the good work, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Let me get some more folks in here. Who's this? German? German Prime? Okay, German Prime, hop on. You giving a lot of thumbs downs gestures. German, what's up, German? All right. German, unmute your mic, please. German, I couldn't understand you, sir. Okay, German, what happened? Dude, how is your phone this janky? Man, your phone sounds like an AM radio. Okay, let me let you get your shit together, man. Sound like the batteries ran out on your dildo. So call back. All right. Let me see. Yes, let's raise your hands. Get some folks up in here. All right. Raise those hands. Let's get Laker fans in the building. Laker fans, hop on in. All right. Laker fans ain't saying nothing. Let's try it again. We got too many people in here for all this dead air. Y'all can't have dead air. Let me get my sister Kenny in here. Miss Kenny T, looking lovely over there. Miss Kenny T, what's up, dear?
Hi, good afternoon, or no, good evening, Tariq. How are you?
I'm good, Miss Kenny. How you doing, beloved?
I'm doing great, and good evening, Black family. First of all, I just wanted to say, your work, everything you do is such an inspiration, and helps craft some of the things that I'm trying to work on myself. Also, as for Trump, I say, it is interesting to watch everything that's going on and, let him cook.
Yes.
And as far as our HBCUs, a lot of our intellectuals have come from, HBCUs, like from the 1800s, from, FBA culture. And I did highlight a lot of them in the STEM Excellence Museum exhibit.
Okay.
I talked with you about that, maybe like well, I didn't talk with you about it. I mentioned it
Okay.
on a Twitter space a while back. And I just wanted to share that with you. It's about 2 hours of content there. It's 100% free. And it just highlights, some of our history, and hopefully it can inspire some of, our youth, and also just, a reminder of the things that we can do. And I'd like to share that if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll put it in the Jumbotron.
Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That's lovely, Kenny. Miss Kenny T. Laker fans, you still in the building? Yo, Laker fans. Okay, Laker fans is gonna get up out of here. Got to get him out the mix. All right, y'all raise those hands and let me know if you are ready to chop it up. Let me know if you are ready. Let's get what was this person here? FBA Illuminati. Let's get FBA Illuminati in the building. What's going on, FBA Illuminati?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's happening, brother?
Good afternoon, Tariq and the FBA family. I'm just giving you a call from South Florida. I wanted to give you guys some Tether Chronicles from
Oh,
South Florida.
what's going on down there?
Yeah, well, I used to be a city transit driver for Miami-Dade County,
Yeah.
and I did an experiment with the Haitians. Um, I used to pull up to the bus stop, and the Haitians would always run in and knock the ladies over to get on the bus, the Haitian men, right?
Okay.
So then I said, okay, let me do an experiment. So I pulled up in front of the Haitian guy when there's a white person there. And the Haitian guy, he would back up and gesture for the white guy to go ahead and enter
Wow.
in front of him. So then I would pull in front of the Haitian lady, and then he would knock the Haitian guy would knock the Haitian ladies over to get in the bus before them.
Wow.
And I used to just pick up on that. I said, they not like us,
Yeah.
because it's ladies first with us.
Right.
And then let me tell you about the Jamaicans. So I'm working, and then the Jamaicans guys, they would go back and tell the supervisors things about me. Like one the Jamaican guys went back, he would tell the supervisor, hey, that guy, he's too streetwise. And I'm wondering, what is this to go back and tell this guy, this white supervisor about me? I thought we were, together, but at that point I realized these people, man, they on some other stuff.
Right. Right. And there's a
Yes.
reason. Thank you for the call. There's a reason why when you go to a job, you will see a lot of times bunch of tethers from one ethnic group, and you see mostly them. That's not a coincidence. You go somewhere like, especially out here in LA, you go down into like those parking attendant jobs. It's like a bunch of Ethiopians doing that out here. They got the parking attendant game on lock. That's not by coincidence. These people are crowbarring their own people in and etching FBAs out of it. You see, just like the old boy who just called and said these tethers be telling on them. That's what they do. They get together, get you fired, and then say, "Hey, I have a cousin. I have a cousin who can whack. And you don't have to give him no dental benefits." That's why you go somewhere and there's a bunch of these folks. Everybody got big foreheads working at the place. Don't that seem strange? That's not normal for a bunch of people of the same ethnic group to just magically be working in the same place. No, they've had to undermine people in order to get those positions and hook their people up. It's a real interesting dynamic. All right, let's get David. Let's get David in the building. David in the building. Mr. David.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, Dave?
Man, it's an honor and a pleasure to be able to speak with you, brother.
Man,
Man, hold up.
brother, I appreciate it, man. Good to have you up here, man. What's going on with you? What city you in, Dave?
I'm in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Oh man, shout out to
Yes, sir.
Biloxi. Shout out to Mississippi.
Most definitely. I remember one time when you were down in Louisiana, you had visited a museum, and I was trying to tell you on Instagram that there was a museum in Hammond, Louisiana. It was called the African American Museum. And I went and visited. It had a lot of interesting things in it. But to go back to your point about the airport workers, man, I was literally just in New Orleans airport the other day, and I'm noticing there are a whole bunch of tethers that work in that airport, the airport in Denver, the airport in Portland, and even the airport in Houston.
Oh
And I
yeah.
was thinking to myself, man, I know that there's a lot of FBAs that need jobs, and I know that we qualify for these jobs, and I know that we apply for these jobs.
Yep.
How is it that we are being bumped off for these jobs, man? I land my plane right there, man. I appreciate you, Tariq. Just keep up the good work, brother.
Yeah, thank you so much, brother. Yeah, man. These people get in these little supervisory positions, and then they start strategically etching black people out these jobs. They start snitching on you. They act like they're your buddy, and they go back telling all the little stuff you do. Let's get G Money's crack pipe. G Money's crack pipe. Hop on in, G.
Peace,
What's
peace,
what's
Tariq, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, G Money. How you doing, sir?
I'm great, man. Can't complain. Speaking on tethers, man, in airports. I'm uh, I'm from Michigan.
Michigan, okay.
I get to uh, I get to Orlando this past weekend. I'm out there. Uh, the whole damn airport is damn Spanish,
Mm,
Tariq.
mm,
The whole, and I'm gonna call the spirit out. So I'm trying to get some help from my mother, right? Now, she went through Spirit through Norfolk, no issue.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Had wheelchair assistance, all that. My mother's in her 70s,
yeah.
and she had no issue coming through Norfolk to Orlando. Nothing, no issues. You're dealing with Newark, Virginia, Norfolk. You know that there's black people and white people. So we get to Orlando on the way home, sending my mother out, got her the assistance. Now, running up on these assistance people, every single one of them was Spanish, bro.
Wow.
Every single one of them. We're trying to talk. My wife is trying to talk to them. They barely speak. They can't speak a lick of English. I went to ask for directions to the hotel shuttle. I seen a lady. I said, "Ma'am, can you direct me to where the shuttles pick you up at?"
Mm,
Oh no, me no know English. What? You got a whole airport outfit on. How you don't know no English? This is a wild situation. You know what I'm saying? I had to look for a black person. Literally looked for any kind of black person to direct me to some help where
mm.
I could speak to an actual person who speaks English.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, man.
Wow. I can
But thanks for the time, brother.
thank you, brother. Yeah, man. These airports, man. Yeah, we see a lot of that. Just like last time I was down in Atlanta, I talked about it. You got a lot of these non-FBAs at the airport down there, and they be acting real janky. Well, luckily you do have a lot of FBAs working down there too. Like I said, last time I was in Atlanta, we were filming down there, and I went to the airport, and there was a tether at the front desk when I was checking in my bags, and the tether was a little funny style with me. Like, this bag is heavy, nigga. It was on that. You have a lot of stuff in here. But I'm like, I'm flying first class, so nigga, just go ahead and put that heavy tag on it and keep it pushing. But yeah, he low key looked like he wanted me to. He's one of them who will make you take stuff out. Sometimes have y'all had that before? Your bag is a little heavy. Now, if you got an FBA cat up there, they'll be, "Hey, don't worry about it. You get a tether up there. This bag is 3 pounds heavy. Open it and take some of that sheet out, nigga." They'll have you taking out shit. You know, the tethers are good for doing that. But the FBA cats, they let you slide. Last time I was in Atlanta, yeah, I was getting a hard time at the front desk by some tethers. But as I was trying to go and get in the line, an FBA brother recognized me and let me get in the front of that long ass line. Atlanta got a long ass line. And the brother saw me like, "Tariq Nasheed, what up, shouty? Come on up here." There you go, my brother. Come on with it. RJ, listen, RJ's been trying to get back in here. Lord, RJ, hop on in, man. Damn. RJ's been trying to get up in here. RJ, what's happening? What's up, RJ? What's on your mind? Just get it off your chest. Go ahead, RJ. I can hear you, RJ. What happened to your phone earlier?
Yeah, I took out the microphone and put it back in, and it just stopped working. But that's besides the point. But you keep saying, the alt rights are doing this and the right wing are doing that, but you support the head honcho. So like you gotta cut the head off the snake. Otherwise, you're just playing cards. You're not doing anything. You're complaining about the right wing and the alt right. They support Trump, right? They all support Trump. The whole right wing supports Trump, and and ironically, his approval rating is falling also. So unless you want to say all immigrants are tanking the polls of his approval, that's bullshit. His approval ratings are falling because no one likes him anymore. Right? Republicans and conservatives, especially in the political class, they're all disapproving of him because he's crashing the economy. He's firing people. People are protesting against him. So I don't know why you're caping and tap dancing and holding water for
RJ,
Trump.
who's the Democrat with the high approval rating right now?
Hey, the Democrats aren't in power. See, this is what you try to do.
Don't
Instead of
matter.
you go for
Don't
Democrats, you
matter.
go for
Who's the
immigrants.
Democrat with a high approval rating right now?
Well, the Democrat with the highest approval rating and of presidency of all time is Obama, and he still is king of that shit.
Stop. I didn't ask you
So
that. You know what the hell I asked you. This fool says I'm Obama. Dude, his approval rating now is in the garbage.
no, it's not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's not.
is.
His approval
Nobody
pretty high.
Obama. Obama's
It's
persona non grata.
it's higher than Trump's. It's higher than
No,
Trump's.
if it were higher than Trump's, how come
Yes, it
Kamala got
is.
her ass handed to her then?
Because that's Kamala. Kamala's a
Yeah,
different
and
person.
he was
But
endorsing
Obama,
her, and we said, nigga, we don't give a damn. You and her can kick rocks. So yeah,
no,
his approval
Obama.
rating
His
is in the
approval rating is
tank.
pretty high. See, this is what you're trying to do. You're trying to flip it to Obama. You're talking about
Obama is persona non grata. So I'm going to ask you again. What Democrat now has a high approval rating who can get elected right now? What Democrat?
and Bernie.
Who? Did you say Bernie Sanders? Did you say Bernie Sanders? If you don't get your goodbye, you just saying anything. This fool said Bernie Sanders. Get off my phone. That means he ain't got no answer. He's just saying anything. When you say anything, you ain't got no answer. Even his lie was so bold, his phone muted itself. The Siri app kicked in like, you are lying. It muted you.
Tonight, root work tonight, root work tonight, root work tonight. I'll be feeling so right. I got that root work tonight. Feeling fresh from the morning light. Root work hit me, I'm set for the night. Look good, smell right. Yeah, I'm that type. I gotta let the world know I got that root work tonight. Root work tonight. Yeah, root work tonight. I'll be feeling so right. I got that root work tonight.